Aye, lads. So, CGB has already revealed a lot of blue cards. Amy has already revealed a lot of white cards. But if you've got like some incredible pattern recognition, you should be able to work out what I'll be revealing after I show you the first one. Only those with top tier pattern recognition would recognize this though. Brown cards? Maybe. I mean, somebody's got to do the brown cards, right? You know what, chat? Let's take a look at the first one. The first one is photos-arms scavenger.pinga. 2 mana 2/2 human warrior creature. At the beginning of your upkeep, draft a card from Arms Scavenger spellbook, then exile it until end of turn. You may play that card. So 2 mana 2/2. Draw a shitty card each turn. That's fine, right? I have the spellbook here if you'll give me one moment. I'll be honest, I don't know what half of these cards are. I know what some of them are though. Boots of Speed. It's mostly weapons. In fact, I think they might all be weapons. Boots of Speed, Cliffhaven Kite Sail, Colossus Hammer, Dueling Rapier, Spare Dagger, Tormentor's Helm, Goldvein Pick, Jousting Lance, Mask of Immolation, Mirror Shield, Relic Axe, Rogue's Gloves, Scavenge Blade, Shield of the Realm, and Ceremonial Knife. I think I know what all of these are, except what's Ceremonial Knife? Draft means random card, or you select from a few. Draft means... So, there, how many's here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14... There's 15... Oh wait, knife is just knife, right? Okay. Yeah. So there's 15 cards here. Draft means you will randomly get given a selection of 3 of these 15. 3 of these 15 will be randomly chosen, and then you get to choose one of those 3. And until end of turn, you may play that card. Basically. You'll get offered any 3 of these 15, and then you get to choose whatever one of those 3 is best. I mean, I don't really see you playing this in like a normal deck, but it seems like a good creature for equipment, Tribal. So if you can get some cards in your deck that are a creature and a weapon in the same card, then maybe you can start getting somewhere. But my camera's fucked, huh? One moment please, chat, one moment please. What do you mean? You're right there on the left. Dude, shut the fuck up. Bish. Hello, chat. I hope you're enjoying the stream today. I apologise for the lack of the camera, but I thought I'd bring myself into the client today for a live action stream. Here it comes. The next card is... Blood Rage Alpha. It'd be a wolf. It's a 4 mana 4/3 wolf. When it enters the battlefield, choose one. Another target wolf or werewolf fights a creature. Or, when you cast your next wolf, it gains when this creature enters the battlefield, it fights a creature. So you can make a creature in play fight, or you can make your next one fight. Sadly, it doesn't have like the day-night thing on itself, but it should be... If you're going to play like the wolf deck, I don't think you would ever want this in the main deck, but it could be a sideboard option, maybe, for the creature matchups. Where you're expecting to get to stick your guys in play and you need to get through somehow as well. Maybe. It's time for card reveal number 3. The next one is kind of weird. It's just a removal spell though. It's Brittle Blast. So it's 3 mana, deal 5 to creature or planeswalker. But it's creatures and planeswalkers your opponent control perpetually gain if it would die, exile it instead. So that's like... That's all of their stuff in play, and then you kill one of them. Exiling is not massively relevant in Standard / Alchemy, but it is relevant against the Blood on the Snow decks at least. So you can kill their Planeswalker or their Edgar, and it gets exiled. So again, it seems like another possible sideboard card maybe. The price that you pay here to get this give it exile thing is quite expensive, because then you're playing 3 mana deal 5, which is not something you really want to be doing too often. So you're probably just gonna have this in your sideboard only if the Blood on the Snow decks are very popular. But if they are, it's a good card against them. It actually also works against Old Growth Troll, huh? Now that I think about it. Killing Troll's a good one. It's just a straight trade 3 for 3 against Troll, which is pretty huge for Mono Red. Mono Red actually can't beat a Troll right now. You might actually see Izzet decks play this card too, now that I think about it, just because it deals with a Troll. Because I don't see any reason why Mono Green will not still be a good deck in Alchemy. Are you ready for preview number 4? Okay, so as I said, this right here is a weird one. You read the text on the card, you say, nice. You read the amount of mana on the card, you say, nice. You read the colors required to cast the card, you say, what? I present to you Conductive Current. Triple red, sorcery. Deal 3 damage to each creature. Choose an instant or sorcery in your hand. It perpetually gains if this spell would deal non-combat damage to a permanent or player. It deals that much +2 instead. It's kind of weird, huh? It's very, very good, but it's triple red, man. Choose an instant or sorcery card in your hand. If this spell would deal non-combat damage to a permanent or player, it deals that much +2 instead. You definitely want to play it, in terms of Alchemy decks, you know, using the standard card pool, you for sure would want to play this, at least in the sideboard of your, Chandra burn deck. But maybe even in the main deck, man, because you don't have that many creatures, huh? I don't know if you would play it in the sideboard of actual mono red. I mean, there are some decks that go wider than you, but that's really weird, champ. Like mono red creature aggro. I just don't see how a 2-color or even 3-color deck can play it. So your choices are mono red burn, mono red creature aggro, or some sort of big red deck. Obviously some big red deck would play this, but that sounds like a shitty deck to me. So can you play this in burn? Yes. Can you play this in mono red creature based aggro? Maybe. The reason why you can't really play this in 2-color or 3-color alchemy decks is either it is impossible to get enough red sources in your deck to not be casting this realistically on turn 4 at the earliest, and then with 4 mana you've got better options in this anyway, so there's just no need to play it. Alright chat, anybody want to see the next card? Even if you don't, here it is. Boom, Electrostatic Blast, 2 mana instant speed spell. Electrostatic Blast deals 2 damage to any target, okay. You're going to want to give me more than that for my 2 mana. When you cast your next instant or sorcery spell, exile the top 3 cards of your library. You may play one of those cards until end of turn. So, this has to be good in a blue-red deck, surely. Is it good enough for a burn deck though? Of course, a deck like Izzet Dragons is going to play this all day, every day, baby. But burn, I'm a little bit concerned that you might not have the mana to actually cast the spell when you use it. Obviously, you're completely fine to use this on turn 2 to remove a threatening threat. But Izzet Dragons is going to cast this with 5 mana and then cast an iteration off it, huh? Your burn deck, are you going to cast this with 3 mana and then hit all 2-drops? Monk S? It's possible, right? It doesn't say until end of turn though? What do you mean it doesn't say until end of turn? When you cast your next instant or sorcery spell, exile the top 3 cards of your library. You may play one of those cards until end of turn. It says it right fucking there. The streamer doesn't get it. The streamer does get it, but it doesn't change the fact that whenever you cast your next instant or sorcery spell, you need to do that at a time where you're going to be able to cast 2 spells on that turn, right? Like, you can't, if you're playing Burn, you can't go this on 2 into a 3 mana spell. I mean, you will do that sometimes, because sometimes you just have to fucking remove stuff, but what I'm trying to say here is that, of course, this thing is absolutely nutty in, like, blue-red decks. Of course it is. Can we play this in a burn deck? That is the question. No, we're not asking if the card is good. Obviously, the card is fucking good. In some decks. We're trying to work out what decks can we play it in. You need to be able to cast 3 spells, though. No, I'm pretty sure this, when you cast your next instant or sorcery thing, carries over to the following turns, guys. This is why it's a alchemy card, right? Because you can't track this. Well, I mean, you can track it if you're not a moron, but Wizards would never put it on you to track this in a paper game. So this is why it's an alchemy card, because this effect like carry. So you can. That's why I'm saying about a deck like Burn, huh? It should still be good in a deck like Burn. It probably is still good, but we'll see. But it's definitely nutty in like your blue-red type decks. There's absolutely no way in hell this sees no play. Now, it might not be in every single red deck in the game, but it'll be somewhere in between. What about like an Alchemy... Alchemy, is it Delver? 4 iteration, 4 of this. What other creatures do you have for a Delver deck in Alchemy? You don't need many. Need like another 2 good creatures? Maybe 3? Demilich? Well, I don't think Demilich, right? Demilich doesn't play very well with this card. Egg is maybe okay, it's a bit slow though. Channeler is also kind of slow. The one that conjures bolts. Maybe. How about this guy? Frenzied Geist Blaster. 2 mana 2/2 human wizard with prowess. When it enters the battlefield, if there are 20 or more instant or sorcery cards among cards in your graveyard, hand, and library, you may discard a card. If you do, seek an instant or sorcery.
Happy
this
holidays,
is 2/2
Mr.
with prowess. Discard a card, pull a random instant or sorcery to your hand. What can it seek? It says it there on the card. It can seek instants or sorceries. Alchemy, me. I know, man. That's what I'm saying, dude. 9th of December, baby. Pencil it. Book it. Need 20 in the deck, not that much. Well, you're going to need more than 20, right? You need to play like quite a bit more than 20. Because it's graveyard, hand, and library. So if you exile, if you played exactly 20 and one got exiled, your guy would be turned off, right? So you probably have to play a similar amount to the amount that you would in a CROKEYZ deck, a CROKEYZ creature deck, like 25 plus you're looking at. But you want to play 25 plus anyway, because you probably want Delver in your deck too if you're going to be playing that many things. If you're playing a blue-red version anyway. If you're playing mono-red, it doesn't seem too hard to hit that amount in mono-red either. Yeah, and the guy that conjures 4 bolts as well. This guy is definitely gas. Plays very well in the same deck as Electrostatic Blast, but Electrostatic Blast is kind of nutty against this card, huh? Plays well with it, but not well against it. The guy that conjures bolts is Alchemy playable ? If it's not, I will eat my hat. I think a 3 mana 3/3 haste, put 4 of the best card, like put 4 of literally the best card in Alchemy into your deck, and you know that your opponent doesn't have them. Seems good. Why are they all rares or mythics? Well, they're not all rares or mythics, but I mean, these 2 cards have to be rares, right? These 2 cards would be rares in a normal set. Isn't seek exile library until relevant card type? No, I don't. No, I don't think it pulls them out in order. I think Seek is... isn't Seek literally pull a random one? Like from anywhere in the deck? I don't think you pull your top instant or sorcery. I'm pretty sure it's just like literally random instant or sorcery. Seek is a digital twist on a tutor effect. Certain cards allow you to seek a card with specific criteria, randomly pulling one from your library that meets that criteria without shuffling afterwards. So it is, you seek a random instant or sorcery card from your library and then do not shuffle. The don't shuffle is pretty good, right? That's going to be relevant sometimes. It's time to reveal an alchemy card. There are 3 left. I think we'll start off with the Fearsome Whelp. 2 mana, 1/1 dragon with flying. At the beginning of your end step, each dragon card in your hand perpetually gains this spell costs 1 less to cast. 4 mana Goldspan. 3 mana Moonveil Regent. 6 mana Tiamat. They do stack, yeah. And the discounts stack over multiple turns, and also multiple whelps will make them cheaper. This thing is probably bad though, but you know, it's cool. It's a dragon. Dragons are cool. I love dragons. They're gonna print dragons, Mr. Croak. ... I mean, it's an interesting strategy to come at me telling me that they're gonna print some dragons for us when I'm the one that knows what the cards are. You think this card's good? I doubt it, man. You just don't have space, and you're like, the best way to play dragons is just to play a couple dragons and a bunch of spells, isn't it? I don't think you're gonna make Is It Dragons better by cutting removal to add some whelps. Like, yeah, you get to bring your dragons in earlier, sure. Sometimes even, because sometimes it'll just die, right? You get a discount at end step. There's no way this is good. It's okay on curve and it's terrible later, right? So it's just a bad creature. It doesn't follow the creature rules, therefore it sucks, sadly. But if you are an absolute Timmy Lord and you just want to play a lot of dragons, then this does seem insane for you. I would play it if it cost 1, yeah. In my dragon deck, but there's a lot of Magic gamers out there who will happily pay 2 for this, and that's okay. That's fine. You know what, chat? I'm feeling like Santa Claus at the moment. I'm gonna bang another card out there. I can't lie, guys. I've spent a bunch of time thinking about this card. Like, at least 5 minutes. And I can't work out if it's actually the Stone Cold Nuts or if it's terrible. I can't work it out. I need your help. It is the Town Razor Tyrant. 4 mana, 4/4 flying dragon. When it enters the battlefield, target land you don't control loses all abilities except mana abilities and gains at the beginning of your upkeep. This permanent deals 2 damage to you unless you sack it. It's a really interesting one. Like, it is... Right, so let's think about it logically, chat. If we play this on curve, is that pretty good? I mean, I think yes. You're either removing a land, or you're dealing 2 a turn even once your dragon's gone. Which has to be fine, surely. ETB on a 4/4 flying for 4 is a good start. It is a good start, yeah. What about this plus Ephemerate? I'm pogging. I mean, like, honestly, so just in like, even like an Alchemy mono red deck that doesn't really even play any other dragons, like just as your top end, this is good, right? 1 drop, 2 drop, Stormseeker on 3, this on 4, like, you're getting in, man. You're dealing some damage. Like, this is the only card out of all of the ones that I've got that I can't really work out if it's good or bad. This one has me stumped. I mean, of course, if you get to do it on like a man land, that's gonna be sick, yeah. But even on just any land, like, it's a good ATB, huh? Because it's one that doesn't rely on the creature staying alive. If they sack the land, that's fine. If you get your 2 damage, that's fine. But on the flip side, it could just be too slow and like completely trash. I'm not sure. It's definitely a card I'm going to try. It's probably the most interesting one for me because it's the only one I can't tell if it's good or shit. Alright, it's time to reveal the final card of the day, chat. It is a mythic. It is a legendary. It costs 5 mana. The card name contains a comma. Any guesses? Sarkhan? The card name does not contain an S. It contains multiple T's. It is Tybalt, comma, Wicked Tormentor, 5 mana legendary planeswalker, +1, add 2 red. Draft a card from Tybalt Wicked Tormentor's spellbook, then exile it. Until end of turn, you may cast that spell. But streamer, what is the spellbook? Good question. I don't know, man. Give me 1 second. The spellbook is this. Ah! Delete this file? Wait, no? Don't delete the file? Charmbreaker Devils, Festival Crasher, Forge Devil, Frenzied Devils, Havoc Jester, Hell Raider, Hobble Fiend, Pitchburn Devil, Sin Prodder, Spiteful Prankster, Tybalt's Rager, Torch Fiend, Brimstone Vandal, and Devil's Play. I do not know what any of those cards are. I don't know what any of them are. Havoc Jester. That's 5 mana, 3/3 Crimson Vow guy, and Haster boy. So +1 is add 2 red, and then from this selection of cards you will get offered 3 randomly. And then of that selection of 3, you will then get to manually select one of those 3, put it into your hand, and until end of turn, or exile it, sorry, and then until end of turn you may cast that spell. Alternatively, you could +1 Tybalt Wicked Tormentor to deal 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker, unless its controller has Tybalt deal 3 damage to them instead, and if they do that, then you may discard a card, and if you do, you may draw a card. Or, alternatively, you could -X to create X/1/1 red devil creature tokens with when this creature dies it deals 1 damage to any target. Those are your 3 options. Just bad, right? I'm not willing to make a comment on how viable I think this is for the competitive community. All I will say on the card is I think it's cool. Cool art, cool character, cool colours, cool rarity, cool text. Obviously cool artist with a name like Pendersky. They're too cool to have a surname. Other than that, unfortunately, I cannot speak. If I speak, I get in big trouble. I think this one is for the Tybalt fanboys out there. This card's not for everyone, but it is for some people. Ecuador! Ecuador!